Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Liz Yang from Liz's Fashion Diary, and I know it has been months since I've been on here. I miss making videos and just being creative. Lots have happened, and so lots of good things. Pretty much I am expecting, or I am pregnant. Yay! However you want to say it. I don't know, but yeah, so I just wanted to make a video and share with you what I've been going through in my first semester. I keep saying semester, it's trimester. Oh my goodness. So embarrassing because when I went to the doctor, I kept saying semester instead of trimester. And so I'm sure the doctor was like, it's not semester. But anyways, I wanted to share my first trimester. I hope that by sharing, it would just open conversations or start conversations of pregnancy and just what you went through if you're currently pregnant now, how it's like for you, and if you're not pregnant yet, that's okay. Hopefully it will help you in the near future here. So yeah, let's just get into it. I have so much to share, and yeah, I'm excited to share just everything I've gone through. It's been crazy. So how I found out I'm pregnant, it is a long story that I'm going to shorten up. There is just so much to share, and I really don't want to make the video too long. So yeah, we have been trying for a couple of months, and in the past I also thought I was pregnant, and so I've taken, pregnancy tests before, so I'm used to seeing negative results. And it was the beginning of March, and I knew my period was coming in, like I knew it was coming, and I started to feel the symptoms. And when I have my period symptoms, I have everything. So I'm like a little nauseous, I cramp a little bit, what else? I like break out. I never break out when I have my period, but just this past year I noticed that I've been breaking out like a little bit when I have my period, and just everything you can think of. So like headache, just anything. And so I just thought it was period symptoms. I didn't think much about it. And then I did miss my period, and I was like, oh, okay, well maybe it's gonna come, in a few days here. No worries. And so I didn't think much, not at all. And then the second week came by, and I still didn't get my period. And so I was like, okay. And by now, my symptoms have worsened. So like, I'm like super nauseous. My breast is super sore. Everything was just like 10 times more. I was like, feeling everything. And it was just a horrible second week. And then my period didn't come. So by then I was like, okay, I gotta, test it out because maybe I am pregnant. So then I only had one pregnancy test left in the bathroom. So I went and took it in the morning, and I recorded myself, and I just knew that I was pregnant. Like I just knew, because I never ever have felt this way before. And so, yeah, took it, and immediately the test was a plus. So I just got really emotional, and I just broke down. I'm like, oh my goodness, like I'm pregnant. And you've always think about that day when you're going to be pregnant. And it's just, to me, it was just so crazy that it finally happened. It finally came. So after I took the test, I was really emotional, and I just cried and just, prayed. My husband was still sleeping, so he obviously didn't know anything that was happening. And later that day, I asked my husband to take me to Target because I needed to take a few more tests. And so I wanted to make sure. And so dragged him to Target with me. I couldn't drive. I was, again, nauseous. And so he was like, why do we need to go to Target? And I'm like, because I love Target, okay? But yeah, so I went to Target and I just grabbed a bunch of, not grabbed a bunch, but I grabbed a few baby clothes because I wanted to surprise him. And then I grabbed more pregnancy tests. And obviously pregnancy tests, they don't lie. And so I'm like, I just need a confirmation, even though I know for sure that I am pregnant. And so we came back home, I took the test, and know that my husband did not see what I bought because he was in the car. I told him to wait. I'm like, just wait, I'll go get it. But anyway, so we came back home, I took the test again, and yes, I was pregnant for sure. And so I decided to not tell my husband for another day just because, excuse me, I wanted to kind of think about how I wanted to surprise him. And at the same time, I felt alone. You know, all of a sudden you kind of feel alone when you find out you're pregnant because you're like, what do I do next? You know, like what are you supposed to do when you find out you're pregnant? I don't know. And so it just kind of felt a little lonely and just a little, I just felt a little lost. And so I just texted my sister-in-law and I'm like, hey, I'm pregnant, and she's been pregnant before. She has 2 kids. And so she knows, and she just gave me a lot of good advice, and I am so thankful for her, and I'm so thankful for her just being there for me at the time, because it was definitely a struggle, a hard time, but a joyous time as well. So yeah, and then she was just celebrating with me with this pregnancy, and then the next day after that, I told my husband, and it was like the worst time to tell him. So he was, working. We're both quarantined, so we're working from home. Thank goodness. We, are truly thankful for that. And he's like super busy, super focused. And I'm just like going to him with like a gift box, and I'm like recording him. Before I gave him the gift, I just had like the baby stuff, like the onesie in the box, and then I just had my pregnancy test. And then I don't even know how I had the energy to wrap it up, but it was like neatly wrapped. And so then I gave the box to him, and I'm like, hey, like open this, and he's like, I'm working. Like, what do you want? Pretty much. So he opens the present, and he sees the gift and the pregnancy test, and he's like, oh, and he was just like happy. And it was truly a special moment, and we both were just emotional and hugged each other, kissed each other, and yeah, it just really became real in that moment when I told him. And I just felt like all of the things that I felt, like all the stress and just nerve and just worry just went away after telling my husband, and we were just so happy together. But yeah, he kind of knew that I was already pregnant, or he had a feeling, and he was making jokes like when I missed my period, because I told him that I missed my period, and he's like, oh, maybe you're pregnant. And I was telling him how nauseous I felt, in those 2 weeks that I didn't know I was pregnant. And so he had a feeling, and he kind of knew already, but this just really clarified it to him. So I took the test on March 22nd, and my sister-in-law, she told me to download the Birthing Center app. It's a pregnancy app, and it's so informational and so very helpful. So if you need a pregnancy app, that one is definitely amazing. And yeah, so when I did the app, it told me that I was 6 weeks pregnant. So it was very spot on, because it just asked you when was your last period, and mine was on February 13th. So that's how it calculates it. And yeah, I just couldn't believe that I was already 6 weeks pregnant, and that there was already a baby inside of me forming and growing. So it was surreal, and it's just such an emotional ride, but truly beautiful journey so far. So now that I'm done sharing about how I found out I'm pregnant, we're gonna get into the other stuff, like the symptoms and the body changes and food that I ate and what I'm craving now. So symptoms, I have my notes here and I'm gonna just read it because I don't remember everything. Of course, you already know, I felt nauseous and I vomited a lot. The first couple weeks was rough, you know, because your body is changing, this baby is growing, and yeah, you will experience a lot. Well, at least I did. Everyone's pregnancy is so different, but I just felt like I experienced everything. Like every pregnancy symptom you can think of, I had it or I'm still going through it, and it honestly does suck. It's not really the fun part of pregnancy. I'm not, you know, not gonna lie, like, you know, that's the honest truth. So it's something that I am definitely just hoping and praying that it would just go away soon. Because I was nauseous, I just cannot take prenatals, and it's so important to take prenatals once you find out that you're pregnant. I actually took prenatals a couple months before I found out I was pregnant because we were trying, and so the doctor said that, the doctor that I had at the time, she said that I should be taking prenatals just to be safe in case I do end up getting pregnant. At least the babies, not having twins, at least the baby will have the nutrients already. So I had food aversion for sure. I definitely, for sure, like smell did not get to me. Like any kind of cooking smell, I was fine. But certain foods for sure, I just could not stand. For one example, it was like beef. So I just couldn't stand beef. So all I ate was chicken. And that was really, I think that was really the main thing. But it has changed a bit since I've been in my second trimester now. Yeah, my breast was super sore. It was just so bad. Like, you thought that it was bad when you had your period. Girlfriend. It is like so painful. Oh my goodness, like I don't even want to touch it because just one little poke like hurt so bad. And so that was definitely not fun at all, especially like waking up in the morning and you're just like feeling it. I was hot all the time. I still am hot all the time. I would be like in dresses to my knees, short sleeves, like busting out the AC, and my husband's like in his hoodie, in his sweatpants, his hoodie's up, and he's just like, why are you so hot? You know, and I'm like, because I'm pregnant, duh. Trust me, I would be cold too. I would be freezing as well, but not when you're pregnant. I was very gassy. A lot of these things might be TMI, but you know, I'm just very honest, and I'm just gonna share with you, and this is the reality of it. So no embarrassment here. Yeah, so I was gassy. I was very, very gassy. I don't know where it came from because I could barely eat. So yeah, there was that. I could not stand my husband's smell, and so for some reason, like the first 4 weeks, his like breath and just like his odor was just not for me. I feel so bad because when we sleep, I'm like, turn the other way, or you know, put the blanket on you, on your face, so I don't have to smell it. Or if he does turn to me, I like turn the other way. It's strange. It's really strange. But now I'm fine. Now I can stand his smell, and you know, I probably can't even smell that good anymore at this point. So I guess that's a good thing. And I peed a lot. I peed so much, and I don't even know how I peed so much because I didn't drink a lot of water. So that is strange, just because I was so nauseous and it was so hard to just want to take in any fluids. So yeah, peed like at least 4 times a night, so it was very, very tiring. I was super tired for the first like 5 weeks, just very fatigued, just didn't want to do anything, had no motivation to just get up, or you know, all I wanted to do was just lay. But I couldn't even lay because I was vomiting and I was nauseous, so it was just not a fun time. I couldn't move a lot. I had to just sit still and like stare at a screen. If I had too much motions happening, I just immediately vomit or just nauseous, super nauseous. So that was my life. I was on the couch every day, just sitting there staring at the TV. And it seems like the life, but no, it was not the life. It was hard because I could not do anything. Like, couldn't do anything normal that I always do. But the good news was I slept great at night. So besides just waking up to pee, I felt great. You know, I didn't feel nauseous at night. I just didn't vomit at night. So unless I took my prenatals like right before I went to sleep. But yeah, it was great. It was really great. I would be hungry in the middle of the night, so I would kind of snack a little bit. And especially in the morning, I get nauseous. So snacking actually helps your body not vomit. So because your body actually wants food in your stomach more than have an empty stomach. So every morning I was like eating saltine crackers, just downing it, and now I can't stand saltine crackers, and we'll get more into that very soon. And I think the last thing was really just being hungry all the time. I was like always snacking, always eating a meal, and I'm not used to that. I'm just used to kind of eating like lunch and dinner. I didn't really eat breakfast. But now after waking up, I'm eating breakfast all the time, which is nice. But then I'm also snacking a lot, and I'm not really used to snacking because I only snack when like I feel like it, not like after lunch, not before dinner, and not after dinner. So it was something I had to get used to. I do feel like it's pretty tiring, like snacking all the time, but that's just me. So now we're gonna get into body changes, and this is always, you know, the interesting part, because you're not used to seeing your body, you know, in a certain way. You know, you're used to seeing it the way it is every day, and then once it kind of changes, you're kind of like, whoa, you know, like, and it's something that you have to accept, something that I'm still learning to accept. You know, I never like struggled with weight, like weight issues. You know, I've always loved my body, until this year I noticed that I've gained more weight, and that's what marriage do to you, and also just not exercising all the time. And so I do feel a little discouraged with just the weight I'm seeing, and this is just, I'm just being real with you. Yeah, it's definitely something that's hard for me to accept, is these body changes, but I know that it's for something beautiful, and I know it's worth it, but it's just something that I do struggle with, and I'm just gonna, you know, tell you that. But for sure, breast growth. So I've definitely noticed that I've grown so much in that area. I actually grew a size up, so I had to get more bras. And I think that's the hard part about pregnancy, is just, you just start to not fit in your clothes anymore, and it's a struggle. I don't even know what to wear on the daily. Every day I have to, well, if I'm going out, then I'm struggling, because then I'm like, okay, what to wear? I mean, I don't want to wear the same thing every day, or the same thing that I wear whenever I went out. So that's hard. You know, you are expanding for sure. I had a lot of pimples. So I had a lot here, and then I had like small little bumps on my cheeks, but that went away. I also had like a dry patch, and it's still kind of there. It was red and for a while, and then it kind of left, but there is still some dry patches. And then I do still have like pimples on the side, but before it was just like, you know, all over. And then I still have pimples on my chest and my back, but thankfully they're all like slowly going away, so I'm really happy about that. I don't really do much skincare at the moment. I just like wash my face with a face wash, and use a toner. And then I do notice stretch marks, so yeah, it's coming. It's everywhere. To my thighs. It's like on the side of my stomach. Not on my stomach yet, but yeah. And I am bloated. I was bloated all the time when I was in my first trimester. I just felt big. I didn't really feel like I was pregnant. I just felt like I was big, like just bloated and just like, you know, like not my usual, like my body just wasn't its usual self. But now I do feel pregnant. So for food, the first, like I said, the first 5 weeks was hard. It was hard to figure out what to eat. It was hard to figure out what goes in my stomach, what will stay, what will taste good to me. It's hard, and it's still hard now to figure out, you know, what kind of food works or not. But I ate a lot, like I said, I ate a lot of saltine crackers. I drank Gatorade, and I was drinking Sprite for like a couple weeks. Not every day, of course. But then I found out that's not really good for the baby, and so I switched to just carbonated drinks that are in low calories and low in sugar for a little bit, and then I kind of stopped because it just wasn't really helping with my nausea and vomiting. If anything, it kind of just makes you want to vomit because you're like burping and, you know, it's creating air in your stomach. I ate a lot of boiled chicken and rice, or just rice with water, and it was not fun. It was not a fun time. I could not down much, but thankfully it was getting better throughout each week. So that's something that the doctor said that was good, because if I wasn't able to keep anything in my stomach at all, that would have been really concerning, and if I was losing weight. And so now, after those 5 weeks, I was able to kind of eat normal again. So I ate chicken pho, I ate chicken wings, just anything normal, spaghetti, ramen, salad. I tried to incorporate a lot of salad in there, stir fry, curry, sushi. So I was living it. But it was still hard. It was still hard, and I still had to be careful. I do have to wait. So after I eat, I have to wait at least like 2 hours for my stomach to settle before I like get up and do stuff, or before I go to sleep. And so I always had to make sure of that. If not, then I would throw up. And so I had to really just sit still and let my stomach just really digest. Cravings. People have asked me about my cravings, and I was craving anything Asian. So like curry noodles, you know, pho, egg rolls, vermicelli salad, papaya salad. I was craving milk tea for like the longest time, and then I found out that drinking tea isn't really good for the baby, so I'm like, okay, whatever, like it'll be fine. I can always drink it later. And then just anything sweet. Oh my gosh, pastries, candy, cake, oh gosh. So yeah, but now all my cravings are satisfied, so I'm not really craving anything anymore, which is good. Yeah, so now I'm in control. Yeah, so that's my pregnancy so far. That's my first trimester, not semester. And yeah, it's been really good. And I just hope that by sharing this, again, that it's relatable, whether it's now relatable or future relatable. And yeah, a lot of things will be changing on this channel. I really do want to add more mommyhood, motherhood into this channel, and I think it's gonna be really fun. So stay tuned for those changes, and I will try my best to post. Right now I'm still not feeling that good, so I'm just hanging in there and praying for the best. And yeah, I hope you all are just staying safe. Thank you for watching this video. Continue to be well, and I will see you all next time. Okay? Bye. I forgot to show you my belly. I want to do like a belly shot. So here we go.